Some cars don't just appear in movies, they become legends. Over the years, Hollywood has introduced us to muscle cars that left a lasting mark, cars that don't just fill a scene but define it. They grab our attention, bring excitement to the story, and stay with us long after the credits roll. Let's take a look at four of the most iconic muscle cars in movie history. We'll explore what makes each one unforgettable, not only for car enthusiasts, but for movie fans everywhere. Starting with the Dodge Charger from The Fast and the Furious. Now, anyone who's seen these movies knows that this car isn't just a vehicle. It's practically a character in itself. For fans of the series, the Charger represents everything about the character Dom Toretto. This isn't a flashy or delicate car. It's built for power. When you see the Charger on screen, you know you're about to witness something intense. The Charger's deep, growling engine, its aggressive stance, and its sheer speed set it apart from everything else on the road. What's interesting about the Charger in this film is its role in Dom's life. It's more than just his car. It's a piece of his family history. We learn that Dom's father built the Charger and that it represents their family bond and legacy. Every time Dom gets behind a wheel, you can sense that connection. It's like he's taking his family with him into every race, every showdown, every dangerous situation. This personal connection makes the Charger more than just a fast car. It becomes a symbol of loyalty, resilience, and strength. Fans connected deeply with this car because it wasn't just part of the action scenes. It represented the core values of the story. It's no surprise that this Dodge Charger became iconic, representing not just speed and power, but also themes of family and loyalty, which resonate with audiences around the world. Now let's take a step back in time to 1968, where we find another classic, the Ford Mustang GT 390 in Bullitt. This is the car that set the standard for all Hollywood car chases to follow. Picture the streets of San Francisco, with their steep hills and tight corners. Steve McQueen is behind the wheel, gripping it with a look of pure focus. The Mustang isn't flashy or overly decorated. It's simple, tough, and full of raw power. And that's exactly what made it perfect for this movie. The car chase scene in Bullitt has become one of the most legendary sequences in movie history. What makes this scene so powerful is how real it feels. There are no extreme effects, no exaggerated sound design, just a Mustang roaring down the streets, cornering sharply, and sometimes even lifting off the ground over those steep San Francisco hills. It's raw, it's gritty, and it's fast. Viewers can feel the weight of the car, the skill of the driver, and the intensity of the moment. McQueen's Mustang was more than just a car on screen. It was an extension of his character, a reflection of his cool and fearless attitude. The Mustang GT 390 became a symbol of classic American muscle, admired by fans not just for its looks, but for its performance and presence. Decades later, this Mustang is still celebrated as one of the most unforgettable cars in cinema, capturing the spirit of a time when driving was all about skill and nerve. Now let's shift gears to a different kind of star, the Chevrolet Camaro from the Transformers movies. When Transformers hit theaters, people fell in love with Bumblebee, the Camaro with a heart. What makes Bumblebee special is that it's not just a fast car. It has its own personality, warmth, and loyalty. Bumblebee became a friend to the main characters, a guardian who was always there when they needed him most. This wasn't just another car in a chase or action scene. Bumblebee brought a sense of humor, bravery, and kindness, qualities that you don't usually associate with a car. The Camaro itself, with its bright yellow paint and bold black racing stripes, stands out immediately. Bumblebee's design is simple yet striking, making it recognizable from a distance. But what truly made it iconic was the character behind it. Bumblebee wasn't just about speed or action. It was about friendship and courage. The connection between Bumblebee and the characters, especially the main character Sam, gave audiences something they hadn't seen before, a car with a soul. After the movie, the Camaro's popularity soared, as fans wanted a piece of this heroic, fun-loving car. Bumblebee showed that a car could be more than just metal and wheels. It could represent values like loyalty, courage, and friendship, resonating with fans of all ages. Lastly, we have the Pontiac Trans Am from Smokey and the Bandit. When people think of this movie, they picture the black Trans Am with its bold golden Firebird logo on the hood. This car became an instant classic, and not just because of its looks. The Trans Am had an attitude, a confidence that fit perfectly with Burt Reynolds' character. Reynolds' character drove the Trans Am with a sense of freedom and rebellion, and the car became a symbol of independence and adventure. The Trans Am wasn't about being polished or perfect. It was about having a certain roughness, an edge that made it stand out. The car's design, its sleek black paint, the gold accents, and that unforgettable Firebird on the hood made it iconic. But what really made it famous was the way it was driven. In Smokey and the Bandit, the Trans Am was fast, daring, and always a step ahead. It could outrun just about anything, and it did it with style. The car represented a free-spirited lifestyle, one that didn't care much for rules. Audiences loved the Trans Am for its look and its speed, but also for the sense of adventure it brought to the screen. To this day, the Trans Am stands as a symbol of independence and the thrill of the open road. These muscle cars each brought something special to the screen. They weren't just vehicles used to get from one scene to another. They were symbols of strength, courage, freedom, and loyalty. Each car left its mark, not only in the story but in the hearts of the fans. Hollywood's muscle car legends remind us of those unforgettable moments when these cars became part of the action, adding their own energy to every scene. Whether it's the Charger's deep loyalty, the Mustang's raw power, Bumblebee's sense of friendship, or the Trans Am's spirit of adventure, each car has its own story to tell. These cars remind us why we love movies and why we love cars, because sometimes they're not just machines. They're characters with their own personalities, bringing something irreplaceable to the big screen. As long as there are stories to tell, these muscle cars will be there, roaring through our memories and reminding us of a time when mettle, speed, and a bit of attitude ruled the road.